What's up, everybody? Three and a possible. It's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers and father figures out there. Shout out to all y'all.
Devian.
Devion, proud soon to be father.
I don't know why he laughed, but
That's like,
great.
why are they saying my name?
But yeah, we are going to break down the conference finals for you guys that are coming up here starting tonight, June 20th, with the Suns and the Clippers. We have a game 7 today that will decide who the Bucks play in the conference finals. We'll obviously react to Game 7 that was last night. Even if you wanted the Nets to win, you have to admit that was a fantastic game. I mean, that was best 2 words in sports. Game 7.
Yes, sir. I didn't even know the Stanley Cup was going on last night. I don't think anybody did.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
it
game
is?
7 was amazing. Yeah, I didn't even know it.
Oh, the Blues in it too, right?
No. No.
They
Somebody
were a
said
quick
that.
first round exit.
Mhm.
Quick first round exit. But all right,
Deep down.
let's get it started. I'm Will Starnes.
Devion Hicks.
Joe Davis.
Will Starnes, Devion Hicks, Joe Davis. All right, guys, let's get it. Game 7. Me and Devion, we both picked the Bucks beforehand. I'll admit it doesn't feel as I don't feel as right as I would have liked because of how the injuries transpired, but still a great series. Glad it went 7. Glad we got to witness KD's greatness. But let's start with the age-old question whenever we have a good series like this. Devion, I'm going to start with you. Credit the Bucks, blame the Nets. Which one are you in? Are you giving the Bucks credit for what they did, or are you blaming the Nets?
Giving the Bucks credit because the Knicks if I'm being fair for what happened to them and then what KD did plus what Harden did with a bad hamstring and the other players stepped up. Gotta give it to it's really Chris Middleton, in my opinion. Giannis was Giannis, but Chris Middleton was the X factor. So I get a Bucks credit.
I'm taking a lot away from the Nets. I don't like what the coaching did. I think coming into game 6 after what they did in game 5, they should have showed out, but they didn't. They came out lazy. They didn't really play that hard, and they gave the Bucks game 6. And they gave the Bucks game 6 to the point the Bucks gained some confidence and knew, okay, we can do this. We can actually beat these guys. And I think that really hurt them a lot. I put a lot on Steve Nash because he should have rested those guys. I know you needed to play them because you don't really have much without Kyrie and an injured James Harden. But there was no adjustments. There was no offense. It was straight ISO ball. And you could tell in game 7, they got tired and wore down, and the ISO ball wasn't working. And then the other guys weren't getting involved because we weren't running plays for the other players. So when it was time for them to make a shot, they was cold. Blake Griffin was the only side piece that was out there doing something. So I think, it does suck they had injuries, but you got to put a little bit on the Nets, man. They should have won that series.
So I'm gonna give the Bucks 80% credit, and then I'm gonna give 20% blame to the Nets. Just because there were a few things that I didn't think the Nets quite took advantage of that they could have. I mean, it was gonna be a robbery if the Nets ended up winning that series after the injuries transpired. But you can always count on Coach Budenholzer to just try and give you the fucking series. Like, so many mind-blowingly stupid non-adjustments that he just
makes no sense because he's a Popovich. He comes from the Popovich coaching line, so you would think he can make adjustments, but he doesn't.
Never.
You would think.
He almost blew the game. They shouldn't have won it.
He single-handedly gave the Nets Game 5, in my opinion. Like, Kevin Durant was amazing, and Jeff Green was out of his mind. But at the end of the day, those are the only 2 players that showed up in Game 5. And, I mean, the Nets just ran the same thing pretty much from, like, midway through the third quarter to the end of the game. Brook Lopez in the game. We're going to have Kevin Durant get the ball. We're going to run a pick and roll with whoever Brook Lopez is guarding. And Kevin Durant's just not going to – like, once Kevin Durant gets hot, you cannot allow him to just isolate like that with the entire floor. Like you're not going to win.
Yeah, that was just dumb.
Not only that, if you have an injured James Harden out there in Game 5, how do you not attack him? How do you not make that man run all over the court? How do you not have off-ball screens? How do you not switch and put Giannis on? How do you not attack him when he's on defense? Yeah, make him get in a defensive position and go laterally.
His
hamstring hurt. Make it work.
Jump shots. He has a hamstring problem. They gave this man.
You could tell in Game 5 after about 5 minutes. You could tell James Harden was not going to be James Harden.
No,
like it was weird because he looked like he was still able to be kind of quick, like the quick twitch stuff. Like he still had that nice quickness to his step back. But once you see that he was only doing a step back and he was pretty much refusing to go into the lane, that's all I had to know. That's all I needed to see. You knew it was up. So
they could have just put. That's what I'm saying. Just mix it up and just put people on him. Put the pressure on this boy. This boy got a step back. Yeah, you can see when he gonna do it. It's a clear indication when he's gonna do his step back. This dude did it nonstop, and I'm like, he's just missing these shots. I'm like, if he starts making these shots, they gonna get dubbed. Like that was just like I don't know.
Game 5 was close, and at the end of the game, Giannis had James Harden in the post.
Oh my God.
And he faded away jump shot. What are you doing? What are you doing? You could have won Game 5.
And to me, just the fact that he even went to a post move on James Harden made zero sense. The one thing that's going to be easy for James Harden is if he can stand there stationary. Like, yes, Giannis, you're bigger than him. You should still probably be able to walk him to the basket.
That's some strength now.
Even though you didn't try to, but pull it out and attack him off the dribble. Don't go back to the basket there. Make him have to shift his body. All he's going to do is foul you. That's what he's going to do.
All he did was reach in, and he hit the ball every time because Giannis has no moves. All you do is got to literally in and out, hit this boy with the left to the right, and go right around and you long.
And to me, this is all just a big combination of just bad coaching.
Absolutely.
Budenholzer just needs to be like, Giannis, this situation, this is what you got to do. Clearly, Giannis will just do whatever the fuck the coach says, because whenever anyone asks him, why didn't you try and guard Kevin Durant? Coach told me not to. That's always his go-to excuse, right? So if coach tells him then to play like this on offense, I think he would do it.
Which I agree with you. Coaching is the problem. But I got a question for you guys. I heard Gilbert Arenas and Steven Jackson said this after Kyrie got hurt. Giannis landed on his ankle. They were saying Giannis is a good basketball player, but he doesn't have basketball awareness. He would say anybody else in that position wouldn't have bumped into Kyrie. They would have let him land. So do you think, because he hasn't been playing basketball that long, so maybe he just doesn't have that basketball court awareness to know, hey, I got James Harden on me. Let me back out and drive to the lane. You're not buying that?
Clearly,
it has to be something.
I mean, clearly he does have a lack of awareness, but I saw a lot of people ranging from bad awareness when Kyrie got hurt to Giannis was being dirty. Like I just didn't see all that. I didn't see any of that. Like that happens a lot. Like what exactly transpired? It just so happened that Kyrie landed on his foot. Like Kyrie was around the rim.
Are you really trying to box out somebody who just try to shoot a floater though? You're not really going to try to box out.
You have to. Giannis does that every play.
He's still in the air. You're going to box him out while he's still in the air?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like he got there a little earlier, I think, than he would have. But it looks like it in slow mo. But it's like Kyrie. It's all happening quickly. Like Giannis sees the shot going up, so he's diving to the rim and he's trying to get in position to get the rebound. Like that. Like it's just bad luck for Kyrie. Like it's just bad luck. I feel bad for him because I love watching Kyrie hoop, and we've talked about him on here before. I think he's a good dude. Love him, but it was just unfortunate.
Yeah, that wasn't no bad basketball. People they just want to talk about something. Maybe it's lack of awareness.
Giannis does have some
lack of
experience. He hasn't been playing basketball for long at all.
Lack of experience.
He definitely hasn't been playing long
at all. You ain't lying about
that. Yeah, I mean, but he's he's a pretty solid passer.
Sure.
He finds open people when he drives a good amount. So it's hard to say he's got bad awareness, but at times he definitely does seem to. So
I'm not trying to say he's LeBron James or Chris Paul on the court like that. I'm just saying he should to be a superstar, he needs to be a little bit more aware of the court.
You remember? Did y'all see when he dropped? Oh well, yeah, I know y'all saw it. When he dropped that last ball, the last play.
Oh my God, yeah.
What about the last play?
In Game 6,
Yeah, when he dropped, it literally went between his legs.
Oh yeah,
That's the lack of it. That's when you can know he's a new
and
basketball.
then he tries
player.
to reach for it between his legs. I'm like, Giannis, just turn around.
Yeah,
Like, oh my God.
like, his hands are this big. Literally, all he had to do, and that was the thing about it, is he rushed that. So, because I think somebody was like, "Oh, he was anticipating a foul." I was like, "Yeah." All he had to do was play bully ball like he did. They win. Like, I agree. Giannis is good, but it's just he's
he's still so young though. Was he 27, 26, 27?
Yeah, he really needs us to be under a veteran superstar or like a dude like Chris Paul or something to really teach him some things that he can't learn on his own.
So you're saying he needed Jason Kidd? Saying he needed Jason Kidd?
I think so.
I think Giannis just needs a better coach. I really think it's just a coaching thing there because
I think
at the end of the day, you need somebody. You know, like I listen to the JJ Redick podcast quite a bit, and JJ when they talk about coaches, he talks about him and Jimmy Butler talked about this like a couple of years ago, where some coaches will come in and kind of dictate whatever, like will tell you what your role is, and then you're not going to change from it. Others aren't as direct about it, and I think that's kind of an issue with the Bucks and Giannis. I don't know if Budenholzer is which one of those he falls into, but he's either just allowing Giannis to play the way he's playing, or he incorrectly assessed what Giannis should be, trying to make him like a LeBron, and he just needs to be thought of differently. He just needs to be used differently. Like, use his skill sets. Don't try and force him to pick up additional. Like, it's great because like we all get on Ben Simmons for not shooting threes, right, and like not even trying. Like Giannis, great, you tried, you're not good at it, and you're pretty much unstoppable at the rim. Let's just treat you like a big. Like, stop
treat him like Zion.
Yeah, like, don't try and make him a guard. He's not that. Just let him be a big. It's that simple to me.
Yeah.
All right, so let's.
Okay, yeah. I want to say something simple like that for them.
Let's talk about Joe Harris, because Joe Harris has gotten a lot of hate on Twitter, right? He obviously did not shoot the ball very well in this series. I've got my own thoughts on Joe Harris, and I'll let you guys go first. How much blame are you giving Joe Harris for the Nets' struggles?
I think Joe Harris was playing outside of himself. I think he was playing pretty good in the series until Kyrie went out, and then he started trying to drive to the lane too much. And once Kyrie got out and James Harden's hurt, they don't really have a person who's going to control the offense. So that made them go more ISO. We were talking before the podcast, so it was just harder for him to get open shots. And I just felt like he was trying to do way too much. Just, you're a spot up shooter, do that. You're doing too much. He hesitated on open shots, trying to find other people open. Just get to your spot and shoot the ball. That's all they needed you to do. He was trying to do too much.
Devion?
Yeah, pretty much same thing. It's weird because when Kyrie went out, it's a clear shift of him just trying to do too much, low key, because you can just look at his stat sheet and know he don't do nothing but score. He just spot up, shoot the threes, and he doing all that extra stuff. I think he did, but I don't know, because you take him out and you even have his presence right there and hope, Jeff Green or somebody else steps up. And maybe one game, but I don't know. He was just like, I expected more out of Joe. I ain't gonna lie to you. I expected more out of him. I'm kind of disappointed in him. But the last game, he got it better. He got it together a little bit better at the end, but it still was like, it's too late, bro. You kind of blew it when you were supposed to be good. So, I don't know. I'm disappointed in him, bro.
So
I don't know.
Here's my thoughts on this. One, first, I want to be clear about this. Joe Harris should have made more shots. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm not going to excuse how bad he shot the ball the last few games of the series. Like, got to still make more shots. The Nets, I think, did everything they could to get a bad shooting performance from Joe Harris. Like, they made it as hard as possible for him to be effective. Like, you watch teams that have legit shooters, and Joe Harris is as good as any, right? Like, I hold him in the same breath as, like, a J.J. Redick, Duncan Robinson, Clay, Steph. Like, I think he, in terms of just catch and shoot, he is right there with all of them. You need to call plays for him. Stop making him just catch and shoot off of random drives. Like, that is not like you're asking for these types of performances. You got increased pressure, so everyone's feeling the pressure. You don't know when you're going to get the ball, so every time he gets it, he's not expecting to shoot. Like, he's not coming down the floor, oh, okay, I'm going to get a shot this time. Like, that shooter's rhythm. He doesn't have any of it. Like, if you watch those other teams, they run plays for them. Like, the Heat, damn near every game, their first play of the game is some action for Duncan Robinson to shoot a three to try and get him in a flow early. Like, yes, like when you're catching and shooting off of drives and playing off of Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving, James Harden, whoever, like, you still need to make more because, like, at the end of the day, you're getting paid a lot of money to make threes, and that is part of it. But you're going to help – you will make it a lot – he'll make a lot more if you just every few plays down run something for him. Give him a double screen to come off of, catch and shoot. He knows he's getting it. Doing stuff like that helps shooters so much. It makes them so much more effective.
And he plays better defensively, too, when he starts making those shots on the offensive end because he was getting tore up defensively.
They
he's
were
not a great defender,
attacking.
but when he's making shots, he hustles and he plays hard, and then you can see it on the court.
He's momentum for sure.
Like, I don't think I've seen a team that's got a shooter like Joe Harris that ran less plays for him. You know what I mean? Like I'm thinking about, like, you know, like even like when Kyle Korver was still playing, like, you know, team you run plays for him. You run plays for him.
Yeah, that
you know, like that's why like I get a little annoyed sometimes with the LeBron doesn't have enough help thing. Because, like, that's a big part. LeBron has the ball a lot, and you're asking people to catch and shoot in that same manner, and that's why it's hard. That's why in Houston, you know, you had games where they would brick, 13 threes in a row or something, because it's all just waiting for Harden to decide to pass. You know, like that's all it was this series, and that's why you get a random game from Jeff Green. He just happened to be, like, super dialed in and locked in, but we saw it wasn't sustainable because you're not running a play for Jeff Green. Like,
not often.
And then the next game, he scored 7 points. Went right back.
Like, yeah, you just have so much more fluctuation. Like, you might catch a guy on a good night, and he just happens to be making them. That's great when that happens. But, like, if you want to maintain that consistency, run some plays for your other guys. It's not everything doesn't have to be about the superstars all the time. If they're that great, then they should be able to still score even though they're not getting theirs every possession. So,
low-key,
that's kind of my thoughts on it.
Saying that made me kind of, like, on that point, made me respect KD a little bit more because when, was it Kyrie or I forget which one went out and PJ Tucker was giving him problems, bully ball. This boy was missing everything. I was like, it looked like it's over for him. He adjusted. Next game, I think he dropped 50. I think he dropped 50 the next game.
48, 49.
Yeah, I was like, this boy is this Durantula again.
Oh,
bro, I mean, that's why Durant
Tucker is strong and he can bully you, but once KD gets the ball, he can shoot over PJ Tucker any day. It's over.
Yeah,
PJ Tucker did a great job though. He really did.
Once KD stopped worrying about getting calls from the referees,
he
was unstoppable. He was unstoppable. That was the only thing holding them back. Like,
but then they started giving him calls.
Was playing good defense and physical defense, but, like, Kevin Durant was just begging the referees. Like, he got so in his head begging the referees for calls, and he forgot to play basketball. But once he just said, "Fuck that! No, I'm just going to score anyways." PJ Tucker can't guard him.
Nobody can guard
The only
him.
thing he can do is make it hard for him. And hard for him.
Yep.
Bro, he played great defense. He made it hard for KD, and he still dropped 50 on him.
He poked the man in the eye, and he still drained the shot. Come on.
Like, what do you do?
What are you supposed to do?
And the crazy thing about it's like what KD did with the adjustment, it's like they expected Joe to make that same adjustment. I'm like, bro, he ain't KD. Go run some plays.
Not at all.
I'm like, what y'all doing? And it was looking bad too. But I give what's his name? Steve Nash some credit though. Like I kinda like he made decent adjustments.
Did he really make an adjustment though?
But I'm saying like for his first time, I'm like, not bad.
Yeah.
Next year he do this again, I'm on his line.
I mean, he just said KD. You saw how he hugged KD at the end of that game. That was a thank you. You saved me because I don't know what to do. He didn't know what to do. That's why he played KD so long.
What can you do besides hope KD score 50? And he needed to score 50 in Game 7.
Again, he did.
And he did it, and they still lost. It's just like, at that point, it's just like, I would have hugged that man.
I'm sorry.
Bro, they scored 77 points. I can't get over this. Between KD and Jeff Green. And that was it. Those are the only two players, and the Bucks blew it. Poor coaching.
Yep.
My, poor coaching.
Well, he insisted on 70-something% of their points KD had scored or assisted on. It's insane. They only scored 87 points and KD had 50 of.
All I know is Bucks ownership should be on the line with Rick Carlisle right now. I don't care that they're still playing.
What?
Hey, Rick, when this season's over, we're gonna fire Bud, and we would love for you to be the next guy to take us over the hump. All right, next, bye. Like, easy.
Real talk.
Rick Carlisle finna go to the Pelicans.
I don't think so.
They need Mark Jackson.
Nah, I want him to go to Boston, but Boston's not hiring a white coach. It's not happening. Not a white man. Boston is not hiring a white man. Nope. It's gonna be a woman or it's gonna be a black guy. Guaranteed.
Why you say that?
Guaranteed.
Why do you think Boston of all places would do that?
Sure.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. You'll see. Boston gonna get a female or a black coach.
Why you saying with Stevens going doing his GM? He's going.
But you got to think, you got Jaylen Brown, you got Jason Tatum, you got a young team. You got to get somebody that can relate. They're not getting no old white male.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be like a good decision. I'm just saying
I don't say
that's like probably the second most behind Utah like racist fan base in the NBA.
And they was also the first team to have a court of 5 black dudes too, and a black head coach. So I'm just saying.
Which is wild.
They had CJ Jones, Bill Russell. I mean Casey Jones, Bill Russell. I mean,
it would shock me with Brad being in the GM position.
Moving up.
It wouldn't shock me because, and then Danny Ainge saying like, "Oh, I just don't get this." Like they do need somebody, but is it gonna be black man or a white woman or something? Hell no, it's gonna be a white man.
Watch. No, it's not.
I hope you're right. Go put Mark Jackson in there. Get him.
No,
back on the list.
Mark Jackson. That's not happening, man. Mark Jackson is not gonna happen.
He blackballed.
He a preacher. He got his own church, and he said some homophobic things about the Golden State Warriors owner. So he's blackballed. It's gonna be a minute before he get a chance. So that's not gonna happen. Mark Jackson ain't happening.
It's been a minute though.
It ain't gonna happen.
It makes no sense. They're starting. Yeah, it's been
a minute. Let's transition. We got another game 7 tonight.
My bad. Yeah.
Let's transition to this game 7 that we got today at 3:30 Eastern. Hawks, Philly. We're all going to stick with our Philly pick, obviously, but I'm definitely rooting for the Hawks. I'm rooting to be wrong here because I don't like Philly, so I would take a lot of pleasure in them losing. I love the commentary on the NBA that tanking doesn't work. I would love that as well. But before we talk about that game, let's do this topic. Trae Young versus Luka. The big famous trade Luka ain't made it out the first round. Trae Young is in his first playoffs and is forced to Game 7 in the semifinals against the number 1 overall seed, and he has been fantastic. Are we sure that the Mavs won that trade?
Oh no, it's equal. It's even. They both won. It worked out for both teams. Luka's still gonna end up being better than Trae. Luka's still gonna be a beast, but Trae Young is just Trae Young is he's something else right now. I mean, Nate McMillan did a great job because at first Clay, what's his name? Trae was trying to play like Steph Curry too much, trying to shoot them deep threes. Nate McMillan got him playing the floater game more and shoot those deep threes occasionally. It just makes him a bigger threat. I think Trae Young is the truth, but Luka the truth too, man. Luka the truth, man.
But Luka
the real deal.
He might be one of those people who's really good. It's great.
You think he peaked?
No, I don't think he peaked. I just don't know. He might not be that guy that's gonna get you over the hump unless it's gonna be like 5 to 7 years down the line. And the reason I say that is because I watched him in the last 2 games just take his foot off their neck because he wanted to get his teammates involved. That's the clear difference between the two when it comes to they both talented. You know what I'm saying? Luka probably, offensively will do more, but Trae Young might be the guy who go get you those rings because of the mentality he got. Luka just don't got that mentality yet. He need to go through some things, or somebody need to get on his line because that performance he did this playoff, it looked good on paper.
He played too much hero ball.
It looked good on paper. His stats look real good until you watch the last fourth quarter in the last 2 games, and you see how
he was just trash.
Yeah, I mean, you saw they put a statistic up. I think
trash
in Game 7. Like field goal percent by quarter for Luka in the series. It was like 70% first quarter, 50-some% second quarter, 40-some% third quarter,
and then like
20% in the fourth quarter.
It was bad.
Like it was bad. And here's my thing, and I mean this as an insult. Obviously, I'm not saying James Harden's not a fantastic player. He's an MVP. I get it. Whatever.
You're right.
But he's reminding me of James Harden. He's dominating the ball too much.
Facts.
And you have Kristaps Porzingis. Use him. Like stop making Porzingis just like another shooter. Like after the series was over, like Porzingis, had said like, yeah, I don't like my role. I'm unhappy with my role, and yeah, it's kind of Luka's fault.
He's a 20-10 player. This dude was shooting 6 for 12, scoring 11 points.
He was floating around at the 3-point line, like, get that boy the ball.
Man, and that's why I argue with my boy about that. Like, what is it? They think Porzingis peaked. I'm like, he's just in a bad position. Like, they thought this was gonna be Dirk and Nash, and it's Luka doesn't have that killer mentality we want him to have right now, and they have not found a way to use Porzingis.
I disagree with that.
Luka's too good offensively.
I think Luka has a killer mentality, but he's not making the shots. Like it's not that he's scared to take them. Like he takes them.
See what I'm saying about that. Like
he's
on the regular season,
he's not playing good basketball.
Yeah, it might be that. Yeah, that what is it?
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing about like a killer mentality. All that like it all sounds nice, and people always try and say like Kobe and Mike had it, LeBron didn't have it, and I completely disagree.
Yeah, I agree.
But like what I think Luka is going through right now is he feels like when it's the playoffs, like he has to do everything. And the point of having a superstar on your team is the fact that they should be able to make everyone around you better. And then if things start going wrong and you really need a bucket, then they can go get a bucket. It's not that they go and try and get a bucket literally every fucking play. Like that's not gonna win. And that's what Luka's doing.
Is why Trae Young at this moment is better than him because he understands.
Yeah, I would take Trae.
He can facilitate.
Trae Young gets everybody involved so much better because you can't tell me that team is better than what Dallas had assembled in terms of just straight talent on the team. Like I would take the players on Dallas 10 times over the players that
No, you
Atlanta
can't tell me
has.
nothing. I can't hear anything.
I can still hear y'all.
No, I heard that one. You ain't lying.
Yeah.
Especially on paper, Dallas was a lot better than the Hawks. But this is why I'm saying with that, because what was it? Was it game 5 with Trae Young when they blew that 30-point lead? 76 blew that 30-point lead. It's a clear difference. It was like 20 something, but it's a
27.
difference of when you seen like, okay, Doc did some questionable things. I ain't gonna glance over that. That was real questionable, leaving us the starters out for that long. But you looked at how Trae Young put his foot on the pedal. Then he got his people involved. Then he started playing team ball. Then he's like, all right, nah, I'm about to take these shots. All right, let me get hot. Team ball. Luka doesn't do that. Luka is Luka, or team. A wide open shot. I didn't get my team involved last time. I missed the last shot. Dang, I probably shouldn't have taken that shot. No, you got to keep taking it. That's the difference in that mentality. It just hasn't. He's. I hope it's gonna be like this little Miami LeBron thing, and it just does like this after he takes a bad loss. Hopefully that next year Luka's in all place. But Trae Young, that guy. Trae Young and Booker are pretty much the same player right now in the same position.
Man.
But I think Trae Young is a little bit better than both right now. And it hurt me to say
I remember when that trade happened, I said, I knew it was going to be about the same, but I was like, Trae Young just fits Atlanta.
Yeah.
His mentality just fits that Atlanta. It just made more sense than anything. And it's nice that it's working out because you could tell he's for Atlanta for sure.
Oh yeah, that's
a smart marketing move more than anything.
Perfect.
It was one of those things and just honestly organization culture
matters.
Both mesh really well. That was a good marriage. It was. I think I talked to you guys. Maybe me and Joe talked about this on the pod last week, or maybe we were talking about offline. I was like, maybe the most equal trade ever, involving superstars. It was great,
low key.
But like you guys, I think I would take Trae Young right now over Luka, because how you elevate the others just matters, and he does it way better than Luka does. Luka's still got time to figure it out. Again, I'm not writing Luka off, but he needs a coach that's going to come in there and stop that Harden type style of play, the Houston Harden style of play. All right, so let's go to the Western Conference Finals. You got Clippers, Suns, and I'm so annoyed that we have to talk about this part of it. So CP3 got vaccinated and is now on the COVID protocol list. They officially can't say if he got COVID, but I'm pretty sure that's the only way he could have landed on the COVID list, being vaccinated. So really, it's peak CP3, just in terms of bad luck in the playoffs. Man does what he's supposed to do and get vaccinated, still gets COVID and has to miss time. And then who knows how he'll look when he comes back, because I'm yet to see a player come back and be themselves. So
true.
Yeah.
That's in there. Kawhi is also questionable for this series. He's going to miss, I think they already announced he's out games 1 and 2 with an ACL injury or knee injury, but not a torn ACL or anything. So he might be able to play. So Kawhi, give me your guys' picks.
Really?
That's
Devion.
God trying.
Devion, start with you.
Yeah, I guess that's God trying to even it out. We took CP3 out. Let me take Kawhi out. Who do I think is going to win? And I'm trying out because I hate the Clippers. I'm just trying to be fair. I hate the Clippers. And I don't know how they won that last game. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Terrence Mann stepped up.
That ain't happening again. He ain't scoring 40, close to 40 again. I still think the Suns will win because I don't have Devin Booker. I have more faith in what Devin Booker can do with his team, and I think his team has a lot more respect for him and this team ball than what Paul George do. Because Paul George, I'm not trying to take it away from him, but that last game, even though he, you look at the points, he scored a decent amount, but he didn't really score. He just did a lot of James Harden type moves to get to the line and hit
he
free
wasn't
throws.
efficient
It was
in their
smart
last
basketball,
game, in their last
but it
win.
wasn't. No, and that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
Not gonna work
for, especially if Kawhi misses at least 2 games. I think the Suns can get those 2 games. And then, I think Booker is better with their situation and the momentum they have than the Clippers are with Paul George in the number 1 spot. Because man's got to be numbers. They got to do what they got to do. Both of them got to score 40 like that. Ain't happening. Not happening.
Oh man, this a hard series. I think it's gonna be some sloppy basketball without if CP3 and Kawhi don't play at all in this series. It's gonna be some sloppy basketball. It's not gonna be pretty. I think it's a pretty even matchup without Chris Paul and Kawhi in there. Defensively, they're both solid defensively. Offensively, without CP3, I don't really trust the Suns to get easy open shots. Devin Booker gonna get his, but he gonna average 21 points? I don't think he's gonna average more than 21, 22 points without CP3 there. So man, it's tough.
Wait. So you don't think Devin Booker's going to average more than 21?
I don't think he's gonna average more than 21 points without CP3 there.
You are out your fucking.
The Clippers got too many people they can throw at him. Devin Booker's good, but he is not a superstar yet. Ain't at that superstar level.
The Clippers just got a bunch of names that people like to say are good defenders. They don't got anybody that actually plays defense
I didn't
anymore.
say they were good individual defenders. They're a good defensive team.
Who gonna give him?
I'm telling you, see.
Because Patrick Beverley.
All right, so what's your pick, Joe? What's your pick?
I'm taking the Clippers.
Clippers in.
Get mad at it.
And 7. Clippers in 7.
I think it's 7 games. 7 games.
Suns in 7.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers do win because it is pretty even. I think this is the most even.
It's so even. It's crazy.
And it's going to be a lot of sloppy basketball, like you said, and it's going to be hilarious.
They both can play small ball. They both can play big.
Yeah, but the Clippers the Clippers are going to collapse. Just wait. It's going to be around about
the Clippers going to clip.
1 or 2.
That's what I am worried about that.
The first 2 games going to look real good. 3 and 4, like, it go past
my man
4 games.
My man Ty Lue.
Not going to look good.
All right. I'm going to take the Suns. I'm not super concerned with it, to be honest. I honestly really don't even care if Kawhi Leonard comes back. I think the Suns, because I think what you're missing, Joe, is that even though CP3 might not be playing, the CP3 impact has already happened.
It's already there.
Yep. I think they're plus Monty Williams is a fantastic coach that never gets talked about.
And a lot of faith in campaign.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I'm not expecting
2 years
campaign.
ago, that man wasn't in the league. 2 years ago, that man was not in the league.
I think my expectations for Cameron Payne are fine. I expect him to make score 7-8 points a game and play decent defense and keep the ball moving. He's not a bad player to have out there. I think Devin Booker is going to have to shoulder more of the load in terms of initiating offense. But again, what I've seen from Devin Booker in the playoffs, it's not the same Devin Booker we've seen. Devin Booker, because remember, when they're playing the Lakers, Chris Paul basically wasn't there.
No.
Chris Paul could barely dribble. And Devin Booker still got everybody involved. Still, the offense still ran just fine without Chris Paul. Chris Paul obviously would help, and he would help close out games. But the thing there is, there's not a worse team in the NBA at closing out games than the damn Clippers. So I don't I would have said Suns probably in 5 if Chris Paul was completely fine.
Oh yeah,
but I'll go Suns in 6 because I think
a chance.
that is their leader. But
PG
Devin,
versus Cameron Payne and D Booker. I'm still.
Let's not forget about DeAndre Ayton.
It's pretty even, man. That's easy.
I'm not even going to Ayton right now.
I know, just those 2.
I'm just gonna go with those 2.
Just them 2.
To expect Cameron Payne, like Will said, Cameron Payne gets you 8 points, solid. man's going to have to get you 20 plus a night.
Yeah, he's not gonna be able to do that.
I'm not
He's
saying
gonna be
he don't have
he's
the
gonna be a
potential
solid
not
player.
to
He
do
can do
it.
all the little
But,
things, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to average 20.
Because what he did to Gobert yesterday, it's like that. It was
Yeah.
personal. The other day, it's like I'm about to put you on a poster bro, like a couple
Rudy,
times. But that's Rudy Gobert. That's it. And that what we've been saying about the Utah system
Came
and
true.
everything, it literally they
But,
exposed
I mean,
all of it.
them not having Mike Conley hurt a lot because
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell can't be your point guard because he's not a point guard. He can't be your point guard because he's not going to facilitate at all.
Especially a still banged up Donovan Mitchell. Like, let's be fair to him. Like, he was playing
Exactly. Yeah.
It's going to be a similar series.
Like,
Like
it's
Second best
point-
player was Bogdanovich. Bogdanovich was balling.
it's going to be Utah. It's Utah and the Clippers all over again. If we really think about it.
And let's just not waste this opportunity to talk about how the defensive player of the year couldn't
Ooh, thank you.
couldn't be used as a defensive stopper in the series.
First ballot Hall of Fame.
Weird. The
First ballot.
Three-time
defensive player of the year kept getting picked on and was like the focus of the Clippers offense. Amazing.
Media made him a first ballot Hall of Famer by giving him a 3-time defensive player of the year.
Pull him out.
That's a shame.
Dunk on him. Pull him out. Make him move laterally.
Make him go left or right. Make him move laterally, and he ain't the same dude. But he 3-time defensive player of the year. That's crazy.
And that's the point. Ain't happening with Aiden. That's not happening with Aiden.
No, Aiden. No, that's not gonna happen with Aiden. I give you that. But to be honest, I kind of like Zubac against Aiden. Like that's not terrible.
Zoo might make a reappearance. Like Zoo kind of got out of the last series, but yeah, he might be making an appearance again in this one. Yeah. But Joe, this is also something we talked about with the Suns. And another reason why I'm not as worried about CP3 because we talked about how deep they are and the variety of different types of players they have on that bench. I think that's going to be huge in this series. Like
the Clippers do too. The Clippers have a good bench. It's just you don't know what you're going to get.
Bench, but it's a lot of the same type of player, though.
You don't know
there's not the variety of like talent that's on the Suns bench.
What's Jackson going to give you? You don't know if he's going to give you 21 nights or is he going to give you 3. Patrick Beverly, you don't know if he's going to be irritant or is he just going to get stupid fouls.
But but to go to your point, it's more reliable players on the Suns, in my opinion, than it is the Clippers. Like the Clippers,
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
The Clippers are just honestly that last game. It had to play out so perfectly for them to win like that because if man just performs like he performs, they lose by 10.
Yeah.
You know, when you watch some teams play, you can just tell they got confidence when they play. The Clippers never give me that confidence feel. Never. They just so quiet. Like, come on, give me something. Put some oomph. They just
and you know what I'm saying? They don't got that momentum. They got the momentum swing from Utah. All right, but they just beat Jokic, and they didn't just beat Jokic. Hold on, mixing teams up.
They know you're right. You talking about the
Suns? I'm trying to make sure my game's right. No, they beat that dude bad the last game. That's what it was because he got ejected. That's what I want to make sure I won't miss my games. Yeah, got him out of there.
He shouldn't have been ejected though.
But they got him
been ejected though.
out of there.
But they were wild for that.
Yeah, that was wild. But the rest of those games wasn't even close. And he was MVP Jokic, and it looked bad. That's what they gonna do to the Clippers because PG ain't Jokic. I'm sorry, PG is not going to get you.
No.
And then what do you go? They gonna put him on D Booker, try to mix it up. Booker's still gonna get 40.
But I don't know. They can't put Paul George on D Booker because they need Paul George for offense.
But they gonna do it. You know they gonna do it. They gonna mix it up. They'll throw him on there and just throw him.
Yeah.
You know,
he'll probably get a good dose of Pat Bev. He'll probably get some Pat Bev on him.
Markieff Morris is too big and slow, so you can't put Markieff Morris on him too much.
It's gonna be between.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of Pat Beverly thrown at him. Take him out, throw a little.
Terrence Mann, maybe a little bit.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna work.
Reggie Jackson. I don't know what you're gonna do. Yeah, that's tough.
I need a guarantee button like Chuck. I guarantee you.
Please push a guarantee button. He got one right.
It don't matter. I'm talking about me.
1 for 12.
He need to go off my picks.
Guarantee.
This is probably gonna be the best D book we've seen in the playoffs.
We'll see.
Watch, because he has no choice but to do it, and He's out of all the players we've seen with the young players. In my opinion, he's performed every time.
We know he can drop 60 any day.
But he can drop 60 and win. That's the difference.
True.
Like Donovan Mitchell, shout out to him. Hats off to him. Show that they missing Mike Conley, like y'all said. He can get you 40, 50. Still go get a dub. Go get a loss. Means nothing to me. I'm just being real. Because we comparing talents. Like, they're really good talents, but D-Book he performs. He wins.
All right. I think we need to pump the brakes a little bit. Donovan Mitchell, let's not forget that this is D-Book's first trip to the playoffs and has been in the league longer than Donovan Mitchell. So let's pump the brakes a little bit there.
Come on, man. You can't do that. You know how bad that
feels. That ain't his fault either.
I am just saying in terms of saying Devin Booker is a winner and Donovan Mitchell is somehow not a winner, I think is a bit of a stretch because Donovan Mitchell...
He was talking about this playoff.
Yeah, I'm talking about this playoff. I'm just being like this year.
Donovan Mitchell's hurt.
And dropping 40.
I know. I'm saying, but it's just
like I'm saying he did pretty much what he was supposed to do.
But it was just the odds were stacked up against him. I'm not saying to do it because I really like bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's just I'm sorry, and I am kind of hating a little bit because I don't like Rudy. I'm just gonna be real. I really don't like Rudy.
I know I can't fucking stand Rudy. All right, let's go to the East. Let's go to the East real quick. The off chance that real chance that Atlanta wins. In Atlanta versus Bucks series, how do you guys see that going? Devion, start it off.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was thinking about this.
Sweet.
They might sweep it. I think so. Look, Trae Young, in my opinion, until he shows me otherwise, he's good enough to at least win one game. So I think the Bucks will probably be 4-1, maybe 4-2. If it's if they get some momentum, which Atlanta shows that they get that a lot. So
who guarding Chris Middleton? Who guarding this?
See the thing about
Josh
Chris
Collins
Middleton,
can't guard Giannis. They need DeAndre Hunter bad.
And I'm not worried. It's Chris Middleton. I'm not worried about who's guarding him. I'm worried about will he make his shots that night. Because when he makes his shots, he's unstoppable. When he misses,
he closed out last night.
Yeah, it affects that whole offense. Because
that's going to be an interesting series if it happens.
And that's the thing about it. It's like Giannis can be Giannis throughout the whole game, and nobody on the Hawks is going to stop him. Chris Middleton can go from third, fourth quarter, Chris Middleton, and kill. They go beat them out 20 or 30.
I will say this. Like, I don't know that they're, like, you referenced Giannis. Like, they do have Capella. Like, Capella would be a solid... Not to use as the primary defender. Well, actually, even maybe, honestly.
I probably would.
Dare him to shoot.
Low-key, I probably would.
Dare Giannis to shoot and meet him in the rim. But
or give Giannis the ball at the top of the key and just have him drive to the lane. Capella can't keep up with Giannis.
I know, but I mean, we saw Giannis, like,
he's going to take a jump shot. I think that was because he saw Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie were making jump shots so easy. He was like, hey, I can do that. I can do that.
No, that is literally we've hooped before.
You think you're tired?
Yes, when people start getting tired,
I'm tired. Get to the lane. Let me just shoot it. You're right.
I'm talking about. Look at the matchups. He's like, oh, this dog food right here, and he just shoot it. The only thing we can't see is literally him breathing on.
That's fair. That's a good point.
So tire him out. Hey, Capella got the motor to do it. I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, like Will said, I'm gonna force him to shoot every Capella. Time. And that's the perfect dude.
They actually have like a solid group to kind of build a wall. Like if you made like John Collins like the primary defender, and then use Capella to bother him at the rim, like
that's not bad.
That's decent. Like that's pretty decent because Collins is athletic and kind of can move laterally with him. The issue is what do you do with like Brook Lopez? Like how do you keep Capella in the lane? Because Capella's not the most athletic, and that'd be a lot of late closeouts to Brook Lopez. So, I mean, maybe that's your game plan. Say, fuck it. Brook Lopez is going to have to beat us.
He can get 20 and 20 if he wants to. Exactly.
Hey, he got to play a lot there.
I mean, but I agree with you guys. Like, I'm not trying to say I would pick the Hawks or anything. I would pick Bucks in 5. I think it's too much. But I don't think it would be quite as easy. I don't see like Giannis averaging like 40 on like 70% shooting.
No.
That's what I'm trying. Like he's not gonna be able to dominate like
I
that.
don't even think he would have to.
No,
No, yeah, I think it'd be a lot of him getting
The
other people
20, 10, and
involved.
7 would be fine.
low-key.
Yeah, but I mean, I keep saying the Hawks would lose their series
lie, it
in
would be
5,
less
and
than
I keep
13,
getting
10, and
proved
7.
wrong. So
Because Trae Young got to score 40
who knows?
points.
Exactly.
Hopefully win.
So,
You know what I'm saying? So he
Yeah.
can play a great game.
yeah, good point.
You know what I'm saying? Great game. He gonna get-
Dumb. And Drew Holiday is going to be guarding them too now, man. Drew Holiday going to be able to lock him down in 1 or 2 games for sure.
Let's talk about Drew Holiday for a second.
Yeah.
Let's talk about him for a second. We have yet to see him really perform. When he performs, it's a wrap.
But it's not, Budenholzer not fair what they did to that man. He can't. How you gonna expect him to perform? But you want him guarding KD 50% of the time, undersized. They put like, come on, man, you got to put Giannis on that man. Like, you got PJ Tucker and Drew Holiday guarding him most of the game.
And Middleton.
Like, come on, and then you want Middleton. Yeah. So what Drew? What
Game
they gonna do?
5,
Drew Holiday was probably.
So I'm glad you brought that up because I was so pissed. Game 5, this man, because I think PJ got in foul trouble or something, and Middleton is guarding Durant and being asked to close on offense. We know what Chris Middleton is. Like, he's a really good player, but good God, like asking him to do that's like, come on, man.
Like, for real, go put
Come
Giannis
on,
on him.
Try and set him up for success.
Yeah, put
Yeah,
Giannis
you
on
telling me
him and
Giannis
make
can guard him for
Middleton
3
close.
minutes?
That's crazy.
Exactly.
Man.
That's
All right.
such bad coaching.
Let's talk about Philly versus the Bucks. I think this is probably the more likely scenario, but you never know. Because this will be real interesting in that series with Budenholzer versus Doc Rivers. Woo! I don't know. Joe, I'm going to start with you on this one. Philly versus Milwaukee. What do you think?
I think it goes 7, but man, oh my God, I don't even know who to. I'm gonna take Philly in 7. I'm taking Philly in 7
because of Doc.
I think because of Doc, basically because of Doc, but it all depends on Embiid's health. I mean, because he gives you 3 quarters, but by the time that 4th quarter come, whatever he's taking, whatever painkiller he's taking, orally or they shooting him up, whatever it is, by the time the 4th quarter come, it's not working no more, and he just doesn't show up in the 4th quarter. And then Ben Simmons not there either in the 4th quarter, so that's tough.
Bro, Philly
series.
closed Game 6 with Tyrese Maxey instead
That's what
of
I'm
Ben
saying.
Simmons.
Yeah,
Not winning when your second best player cannot close games is not
man.
happening.
And Tobias Harris ain't nowhere to be found lately. But
Bro,
man, I feel like I like Embiid and the role players better than I like the Bucks. I don't like either team, to be honest.
They both got some iffy aspects
Yeah.
to them. All right,
It's
Devian,
tough.
what you think?
Bucks, and I'm going because you can't play Ben Simmons late game. Tobias Harris he's the best. He's the second best player right now, but it's still iffy. Embiid, if you play long games with Embiid, like how the Bucks have been playing, getting a couple overtimes, maybe Embiid is useless. He don't got the win for it.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis barely has the stamina for it, and you can see him fighting through that. Embiid can't do that, and he go bitch about falling. He ain't go get the calls because now we real late in the playoffs. He not getting no calls.
Yep.
They coaches gonna both do some questionable things. Let's just keep it G. It's gonna be real questionable.
Hey man, you can hack a Giannis and you can hack a Ben Simmons. It's gonna be ugly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Ben Simmons is your second best player, and you cannot play him late games. I don't see how they beat the Bucks like that. You need all them to be playing to beat them. And Drew Holiday gonna play all day, and they got good defenders. Where when you take crucial players out, they can still throw good defenders on you and still go score.
Mm-hmm.
So they stuck. They better hope. They better hope.
Bucks and how many, Devian? Bucks and how many?
Real. I was about to say some real bogus, but I'm for real. I was gonna say 5 for real.
I knew he was going to say 5.
Low key, because I really think they can beat them in 5. The only reason I'll say it'll go game 6 because Doc's coaching. If I had to do the 2 coaches together, Doc makes less questionable decisions, and that's by our hair.
Right?
And I'm not saying that about much. That's by our hair, and he's also a champion, so it is a little. So those questionable decisions he makes, I ain't gonna say he can justify, but he can justify a little bit more than what.
Docs are more calculated gambles.
There we go.
Budenholzer's is just plain stupidity.
He's trusting his emotions.
Like, stupid.
I'm gonna trust my gut on this one. This might work. I'm like, you know, bro. Yeah.
Right. You won't do it. I'm gonna do it. I'll get disrespectful. Bucks in 5. I don't give a damn about their damn Philly. I'll do it. Bucks in 5. I was close to saying sweep. Their little. Never mind. I was close to saying sweep.
If they had a better coach, I would have said that. If they had a better coach, I would have said
MVP if he was getting hurt, man. You gotta put some respect on.
We see what they do in the MVPs. Every person who's won an award, it might be helpful to him that he didn't win an award. Everybody who's been winning these awards.
Out early.
You get them out of there. Like, it's just.
So here's where I'm at. Here's why I think, okay. The reason why the Nets series was able to go as long as it did was because there was the talent on the Nets. Even with the injuries, there was still a lot of talent on that team. Like, they're missing a lot of talent, but, like, Blake Griffin's still super talented. Right? Like, you know, they had a lot of other players. I think Kevin Durant, we didn't even get into this, but I'm going to have it, like, firmly made up my mind until now.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
KD's the best player in the world. He's just the best. So they had that. Philly don't have that. Philly don't have that. Philly doesn't have any of that. So I don't like the coaching. I just don't see. And God, man, I'm almost stopping myself from saying this because it just makes me want to throw up as I say. But I just don't even see what Budenholzer can screw up here. Like, who's the player?
Oh God!
Who's the player that Philly can use? Yeah, not for real. But like, who's the player that Philly can use to take advantage of Budenholzer's stupidity? Like, I don't. Oh, actually, yeah. See, no, can't say that. Tobias Harris is that player. Tobias Harris is a great pick and roll player.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the thing.
I was say,
but they can just throw Drew Holiday at. They can just throw Drew Holiday at him though.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So
and
you're not going to waste Drew Holiday.
The pick and roll pretty well too, because that's why they was getting a lot of those steals last night. So,
well, no, that's because Steve Nash inexplicably didn't just do what he did in Game 5 and say, okay, Durant, attack Brook Lopez. Like, they just stopped. Durant took a questionable. Like, he could have just pulled up and he tried to go all the way to the rim and got blocked by Lopez. And maybe it was like, okay, I know Durant's too tired to take that.
Oh yeah, he had no whip. When you see the replay, he could have got up there better. Yeah.
But nonetheless, I don't think that Tobias Harris is just. I just don't know that I trust him to kill a team.
I ain't gonna sleep on him
by putting Brook Lopez in a pick and roll. I just don't think he's gonna kill you like that. Like
Doc Rivers, get the ball out of Steph Curry's hands. Steph Curry's hands. Why is he playing point? Why is he's better? He's not a facilitator. That man is a shooter. Stop playing point at him. Get him some off-ball screens and get him open.
I mean, I just think. Do you what? Here's another. Do you guys really Joe? Do you really think Embiid's got the grit to go with Giannis?
No, he's too soft. He's too soft.
I just that's what.
He's soccer soft, man. I'm not telling you, he grew up playing soccer. He's soccer soft. That's why he falls all the time.
Even if he does have it, who else has it with him?
He don't got it. He may give it for you one night.
I mean, because when Giannis, at least when Giannis attacks, he's not trying to sell, fouls or that. He's just trying to score. He's just trying to score, and that's what I like about Giannis. So,
but Embiid, he has that same thing that people don't like about Dwight Howard. You got all this talent, but you just too goofy sometimes, man. Like, why you smiling? You just smile too much.
He go for the fouls too much.
you
He's
don't
too big.
exactly.
He already
You too goofy. You doing stupid stuff. Pay attention. Just
Yeah.
play the game. Exactly.
And that's the difference between Giannis and him. We saw Giannis in this 7-game series. Giannis was tripping, and he was doing some real questionable things.
Ain't nothing wrong with having fun when you do something dope. But yeah, but when Giannis when he airballed that free throw,
and then what happened?
Got in his ear, and you saw he was serious.
Boom! It's just like
exactly.
And when KD said that, why you gonna compare me?
Yeah. Yep.
If he did that, he gonna score 40. He gonna start flopping. They gonna crumble. You can't put the ball in his hand the last 3 minutes and win the game. You can't do that with him.
That's true. You
just can't.
It's still imprinted in my mind that big ass man went and cried to his little ass girlfriend after Kawhi made that shot on him. That's hard to get over, man. That's hard to get over. That's the punkest shit I've seen in a long time. I'm just saying. That boy was hurt. He was ugly crying.
Oh,
man.
Yeah, look.
He was ugly
and the
crying.
one thing that I think the Bucks do have, the one thing I think that will help them the most is the momentum of beating the champions.
Mm-hmm.
The so-called champs. And y'all beat them, you know, and it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It was some, you did it with some, I guess you could earn some respect the way they won that game. It wasn't no,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The 76ers going 7 games with a team they should have swept. These are, at the end of the day, we mean,
Facts.
That's going to do something. Your ego, I don't care what nobody say. You going 7 games with a team you should have swept, and you literally might lose. That's
and another thing.
They're not missing
I got a couple things here. One, you guys brought up Giannis and like after the air ball and like his mentality. So a couple things on that specifically. One, Giannis, how the fuck do you airball twice in one game from the free throw line? Like, come on, bro. But one thing I'll give Giannis, because especially on the road, like that. I mean, because we all know, like that's embarrassing. Like that's really embarrassing to airball. But for him to have
all the timeout after you airball, so you sit there and sulk in it. Like, damn, I really just missed that.
And then, but he had the nuts to go up there and then make the next one. Like that honestly, like it's a very little thing, but that kind of shows me something about Giannis's like kind of mental fortitude. Like I think a lot of players after if they airball the free throw, they're thinking about anything but the next free throw.
And then you hear the crowd every time you shoot a free throw. You can hear the crowd counting. Like that was like, damn, dude, they can't get me every time right. I got to change it up. I like, there's no way I'm gonna get it on 13 every time. That would definitely be on my mind. So
yeah, it's like
that's just tough.
Like I think some of that like just is a glimpse into like he is a pretty mentally tough person. Like it's really annoying to me that he can't that he could airball twice, but
see, that makes me nervous about my 76ers pick though too. Because Ben Simmons has all the force in the world to make a free throw, but up here he can't do it. He has good force. He's taking an ugly-ass free throw. It's a
that's a great segue, like right into like my other point that I was going to make is that with the Bucks, it's coaching that I don't trust.
Yeah.
With the Sixers, it's their superstars. I'm going to trust the team that's superstars I trust, but I don't trust their coaching versus the team whose coach I think is good, but the players I can't trust. Like I can't trust literally anybody on the Sixers to step up every single game. Embiid can't. Sorry, super talented, but I can't trust him to do it every game. Ben Simmons, I don't trust at all. And Tobias Harris is just he's just like not like he's just he's like a Drew Holiday like in terms of status, like kind of their status, like fringe all stars. But Drew Holiday, I know will lock somebody up every single game. Tobias Harris, I don't know if he's going to give me the points that he should give me every single game, and that's what he brings.
Seems like he plays around too much. It's like he gets like
left out sometimes of their offense, and like I don't know if it's his fault or like the other players / Doc Rivers' fault.
Lost in the game for sure. Yeah.
Like it just seems like he's too easily forgotten. Yeah. Like he doesn't have that like alpha in him to like say, "Hey, give me the fucking ball." Like he doesn't have that.
But if you run some plays for him, he'll drop 26 for you.
He's the second best scorer on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not gonna say he's the second best player on it.
I don't know, man. It may be Seth. It may be Seth.
The way they
Seth
playing right
he's
now,
the
pretty
closer
much
right
is
now.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the only one I know. If he's open in the 3, he's gonna make it.
Mhm.
He's the only one on the team I can trust to make open
He's
shots.
the only one playing championship ball because he has the right
He's
mentality.
been there.
Everybody else is just like they don't know where they are. It's like
Agreed.
this ain't
Yeah.
the
Seth
you know
Curry
getting
is
into
very
the playoffs
sure
or
of
regular
who he
season.
is as a
It's the
player.
playoffs.
Curry
Facts.
knows exactly who he is as
And
a
I love
player and stays within it. And
Exactly.
Dallas is probably kicking themselves for getting rid of him.
They
could've-
had to. Had to. I mean, do you want Seth or do you want Tim Hardaway?
Well, no, they traded him for Josh Richardson.
Who, Hardaway?
No, Seth Curry. They traded
They
Seth
traded
Curry
him for Richardson.
yeah.
Yeah, but it was also a salary deal. Like they got to pay people this offseason.
Oh, it's not a
Well, we'll
not
see.
really. I mean, Richardson's got a big deal because Richardson was technically signed and trade
Oh, you're right.
from Miami to Philly.
Miami. That's right. I forgot about that part.
So, like,
I forgot about
Richardson's
that trade.
got some money.
You're
Like,
right.
it was.
You're right. I forgot about that
I
trade.
think they thought they were going to get an elite defender that could also score, and then they just stopped using him.
That's what they don't have is a defender. They got Powell, but that's about it.
Yeah, but you can't throw him at anybody.
No, you
But-
can't.
All right, so just to make sure I got this recap correctly, Devion, you got Suns in 7, Bucks in 5 if they play Atlanta, or Bucks in 6 if they play Philly, right?
Let's see.
Yep.
All right. Joe, you got Clippers in 7.
F it, bro.
Bucks.
F it. 5 for both. 5 for both. I'm gonna stand on it, bro. Let me
Join the
be bold.
disrespect Philly squad.
Let me stand on 5 for both, bro.
I love it.
F that. I
I
don't
love
have
it.
faith in Philly, bro. I really don't. No.
All right, so Joe, Clippers in 7, Bucks in 5 if they play Atlanta,
Yes.
And-
76ers and 7.
and then Sixers in 7. I got Suns in 6, and then Bucks in 5 either way. So
We'll see.
we'll see
It's
how
gonna
we
be
do.
nice.
Right now, the updated 3 and a possible standings for our playoff predictions, we are all tied. We've all missed 3 picks. We've all
Bruh.
missed 3 picks.
Do you know how whack it will be if it's Phoenix versus Milwaukee?
I would love that.
I
Too.
just
That's-
mean media market wise.
Oh,
Phoenix or
Man,
Milwaukee.
whatever.
about
Fuck
this.
all that shit.
it's not gonna be as bad as y'all think it
As
is.
Clippers versus Milwaukee will be bad too, though.
It won't. Like that one might suck. But the
The Clippers can't even get real people in the stands. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
that's
they're
what
the
I'm saying.
only
That
team
one
with
might
paper fans. That is terrible.
The Suns and the Bucks will be a great game. I don't care what nobody say because it's gonna be.
It'll be a good game, but nobody gonna care about it though.
Yes, they will because
Well, that's the major
people aren't
media's
that excited
that's
to
the
see
major
these
media's
books.
fault because they don't talk
Yeah.
about those teams enough.
Nobody gonna want to see Phoenix. Yeah, I guarantee you, a regular NBA fan don't know nobody but Chris Paul and Devin Booker on the Phoenix
and
Suns,
that is-
and they
and
don't
that
know
is
nobody but
exactly-
Giannis.
That is ESPN and
Yeah,
Fox
you're right,
Sports'
Russell.
fault.
I agree.
And we're gonna sign off on that one. 3 and a possible. Happy Father's Day again, Devion. We're super proud of you being a great stand-up father, man.
We here for y'all. Yeah, stand up,
Appreciate it.
load up on them diapers, bro.
Oh, you already know. I'm about to get them snacks, money phones.
Okay, you need to go to that. What's that store? They got that baby store, hand me downs. Dang, what's it called? You can get you a cheap ass crib and all kind of shit. Yeah, I forget what it's called. I got you though. I'll figure it out for you, bro. I got you.
All right, y'all.
We need a diaper drive. I got you. We're gonna start a diaper drive.
3 and a possible diaper drive for Devion. All right, man. Signing off, everybody. Have a good Father's Day. Enjoy the conference finals.